If you are planning a Walt Disney World trip and not sure how long it should be, don't worry, we have you covered. In this video, we give you the 5 questions you need to answer to determine how many days you really need to spend in Disney World. Plus, we cover how much time you really need to spend in each one of the theme parks. Up next. Hello friends, I'm Don B from Eat, Sleep, Disney, where we go from rope drop to close to help ensure you're one step ahead of everyone else in the parks. So perhaps the biggest factor determining how many days you should spend in Disney World is your budget. It's no secret that a Disney World vacation is pricey, but the overall cost is going to depend a lot on the length of your stay and how many days you plan to be in the theme parks. It's a common misconception that a Disney trip costs an arm and a leg. But we're going to let you in on a secret. It doesn't have to. Knowing how much you want to spend on your trip will be the best guide to help you decide how long your trip should be. If you got a smaller budget, a shorter trip may be best. Whereas the bigger the budget, the more you can do and the more time you'll need to do it in. Of course, there are so many ways to make your Disney trip more affordable, even if you're going on a 5+ day long trip. But determining how much you want to spend is the best place to start. One great way to save money is to use a travel advisor. Now, Heidi and I aren't travel advisors. That's why we've partnered with Mouse Fan Travel. They are the official travel partner of Eat Sleep Disney, and you can get their latest promotions and deals using our exclusive link down in the description below. The next thing you need to consider is who are you traveling with? Disney World isn't just for little kids. Nowadays, families come in all shapes and sizes to Disney World. So you might see some flying solo, a couple on their honeymoon, family of 4 on a fun getaway, or a full family reunion with 10+ people. But each of these families' Disney trips are going to look vastly different and likely be different lengths. For example, 2 adults traveling together may not need to spend a full day in Magic Kingdom, since the park is geared towards younger guests. But they may want a second day in EPCOT to enjoy all the eats and drinks at the festivals. However, a family with small kids may need even more time at Magic Kingdom to hit all the attractions. And those large families? Well, it can take a long time to travel around the parks with a big group. So they may want to plan an extended trip to be sure they don't miss anything. How long you need to spend in Disney World will also depend on when you are traveling. Now, in our opinion, there's never a bad time to go to Disney World, but there's no denying that the crowds, ticket pricing, and special events can have a big impact on how long your trip should be. When thinking about the time of year that you plan to visit Disney World, consider what the crowds might be like, and if there are any extra activities that you want to attend, such as Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, or Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, or some of those EPCOT festivals. Heavier crowds and additional activities could mean that you'll need more time to explore everything the parks have to offer and beyond. Additionally, if your budget is a big factor in deciding how long you can stay at Disney World, you may want to consider going during the slow season when prices are lower so you can get more bang for your buck. Now, whenever we go to Disney World, we always make it a point to visit all of the theme parks, but we know not everyone is like that. So when factoring how many days you need at Disney World, you need to consider what parks you want to visit. Are all 4 theme parks non-negotiable for you, like they are for us? Do you want to spend some time at Disney Springs? What about Disney's water parks, Typhoon Lagoon, and Blizzard Beach? Sit down and write out all the parks you want to visit so you can start making a rough itinerary. And lastly, do you plan to park hop? A park hopper ticket at Disney World allows you to visit more than one theme park in one day. And if you use it wisely, a park hopper can make it easier for you to do more in fewer days. Just keep in mind that a park hopper ticket costs more than a traditional one park, one day ticket. So you may want to price out the cost difference between a longer trip and visiting one park per day versus a shorter trip with park hopping. Now that you have the answers to these 5 crucial questions, let's take a look at each one of the theme parks to help you decide how much time you need in each one of them. Magic Kingdom is the most iconic park at Disney World. and it's full of classic attractions and beloved characters. But how many days do you need to experience everything it has to offer? Based on our experience, you should plan to spend 1 to 2 full days at Magic Kingdom. This will give you enough time to ride all the major attractions, see the shows, and explore the different lands, especially if you're traveling with little kiddos or during the busier season. One of the biggest reasons to spend more than 1 day at Magic Kingdom is the crowds. Even on a slow day, lines for popular rides like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Space Mountain can be over an hour long. So by spreading your visit over multiple days, you'll have more time to see everything without feeling rushed. If you are short on time, it's still possible to see a lot of Magic Kingdom in 1 day. Just plan to arrive early, prioritize the attractions that are most important to you, and consider purchasing Lightning Lane entry to skip the lines for the most popular rides in the park. You'll most likely miss out on some of the shows, parades, and the character meet and greets that make Magic Kingdom so special, but that's just another reason to come back another time, right? EPCOT is a unique park at Disney World that's divided into 4 sections: World Celebration, World Discovery, World Nature, and the World Showcase. The front of the park, which includes World Celebration, Discovery, and Nature, has recently undergone a major transformation and is now home to several attractions, both new and old, restaurants, meet and greets, and exhibits. Whereas World Showcase is located towards the back of the park and is a collection of pavilions that represent different countries around the world. To truly experience EPCOT, you should plan to spend at least 1 full day at the park. However, if you want to explore everything EPCOT has to offer, you may need to allocate an extra day. At the front of the park, you'll come across some of the most iconic attractions in the park, such as Soarin', Test Track, Spaceship Earth, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, and Journey of Water inspired by Moana. There are also various exhibits and pavilions, such as the Seas with Nemo and Friends, and the Land. To fully experience Future World, you should plan to spend at least half a day exploring the attractions and exhibits. If you want to ride all the popular attractions, you may need to allocate more time. World Showcase is the second section of EPCOT, and it features pavilions representing 11 different countries around the world. Each pavilion features its own unique architecture, food, and entertainment. Plus, during select times of the year, you'll also find several food booths around the World Showcase as part of EPCOT's 4 different festivals. This is a fun way to sample eats and drinks from around the world and see some limited time entertainment. To fully experience World Showcase, you should plan to spend at least half a day exploring the pavilions and trying the different foods. If you want to see all the live performances and shows, you may need to allocate more time. Disney's Hollywood Studios is a popular park that offers a mix of thrilling attractions, shows, and experiences inspired by Hollywood movies. With so many different lands, shows, and attractions to experience, you might be wondering how much time you really need to spend at Disney's Hollywood Studios. The answer depends on your interests and priorities. If you're a big fan of Star Wars, like I am, or a big fan of Pixar movies, you may want to spend more time exploring the themed lands and attractions dedicated to those franchises. Or if you're more interested in live shows and entertainment, you may want to schedule your visit around the park's schedule of performances. Generally speaking, you can experience most, if not all, of the major attractions and shows at Disney's Hollywood Studios in 1 day, albeit it will be a long day. However, it's important to keep in mind that there are several key attractions that do draw big crowds, which may mean that you spend a lot of your day waiting in long lines if you're traveling during a busy time of the year. While Animal Kingdom is actually the largest park in Walt Disney World, it's gained a reputation as being a half-day park, but that might not be what's best for your family. For example, if you're a fan of animals and nature, you'll likely need a full day at the park compared to someone who's primarily interested in rides and attractions, like my wife Heidi. The park is similar to a zoo in that there are several walking trails and attractions that let you get up close to a variety of animals, like elephants, tigers, gorillas, and more. Plus, there are several stage shows that you don't want to miss, especially if you're traveling with kids, including the Festival of the Lion King and Finding Nemo, the Big Blue, and beyond. On the other hand, if you are more interested in rides and attractions, you may be able to experience everything Animal Kingdom has to offer in less time. The park has only a few major rides, including Expedition Everest, the Kilimanjaro Safari, and perhaps the best ride in the entire resort, Avatar Flight of Passage. So you may be able to get through the lines more efficiently if you're not traveling during peak times of the year. Of course, Disney World's made up of more than just the 4 theme parks. Disney Springs is a shopping, dining, and entertainment complex with over 100 stores, more than 50 places to grab a bite or a beverage, live entertainment, and more. You can easily spend a full day at Disney Springs, especially if you plan to shop, dine, and take in the entertainment. However, most people will plan to visit Disney Springs on the day they arrive or one evening. In addition to Disney Springs, there are a few other Disney World attractions that you may want to visit during your trip. These include the 2 water parks, Blizzard Beach and Typhoon Lagoon, and the Disney Golf and mini golf courses. If you are interested in visiting a water park, plan on spending a full day there. And if you only have time for one of them, choose the one that best fits your interest. Blizzard Beach is known for its more thrilling water slides, while Typhoon Lagoon has a more laid-back tropical vibe. If you are a golfer, consider playing around at one of the Disney golf courses one morning before heading to the parks. Likewise, Fantasia Gardens and Miniature Golf and Winter Summerland are mini golf courses, and these activities only take up a few hours or less of your day. And of course, don't forget, you may want to spend a day outside of the park, swimming and enjoying all the amenities at your hotel. The bottom line is, the length of your trip really depends on what you want to do. But in general, we recommend that first-time Disney goers plan a visit that's at least 5 nights long. This would give you enough time to go to all 4 theme parks, enjoy a few table service restaurants, visit Disney Springs, and relax at your hotel at a pace that makes it feel like you're actually on vacation. That said, it is totally doable to visit Disney World for a holiday weekend and still have a great time. You might just not be able to do absolutely everything, and for some people, that's okay. One of the best ways to ensure that your Disney World trip is fulfilling and the right length for you is to sit down with your family prior to your trip and have everyone pick 5 things they want to do, whether it's in the park or just for the entire trip. This will help you know what to prioritize regardless of how long your trip is, so everyone walks away without any regrets. Now, if you need more help planning your Walt Disney World trip, you're in luck. Right here on YouTube, we have several other tips videos that cover everything from what to wear in the parks, how much you should budget for your trip, as well as some Disney mistakes we still see people making and how to avoid them. In those videos, we give you our insider tips and tricks to help ensure you're one step ahead of everyone else in the parks. That way, your next Disney vacation is truly unforgettable.